Health is seek help and the stigma. On the news this evening, retrieval of Rivers Deputy Governor's vehicle sparks reactions. Court dismisses Rivers State Government's Okojombo suit against Speaker Amaewhule and 26 others. Electricity executive linked Port Harcourt power outage to shortage of gas supply. Akwa Ibom State Governor Eno hints at leaving PDP. On the foreign scene, Spain's power outage leaves 3 dead. I'm Sam Chinedu, and the news continues after the break. Back. A political scientist, Dr. Obinna Nwadim, says the retrievals attached to the suspended Deputy Governor of Rivers State, Professor Ngozi Odu, does not speak well of the sole administrator whose mandate is to restore peace to the state. Speaking with our correspondent, Dr. Nwadim said the retrieval of the vehicle suggests some level of acrimony. He said the Deputy Governor was only suspended. Our correspondent said only one Hilux and a bus were retrieved for operator media to the Rivers. Hector
Ite Ibas has paid outstanding pension. Outstanding pensions. That's why I said the insurance has material incorrect.
He also explained that petrol service, which was suspended following the appointment of the administrator, will soon resume.
And the free bus program, as soon as there is clarity, it will be allowed to run. These things wouldn't take time. The administrator has fair intention, so let's be patient.
Moving on, a federal high court in Port Harcourt has dismissed a suit filed by Victor Okojombo, 2 others, and Rivers State government against the Speaker of Rivers State House of Assembly, Martin Amaewhule, and 26 other lawmakers. Recall that Victor Okojombo, 2 others, and Rivers State government led by Governor Siminalayi Fubara had filed a suit challenging the legitimacy of Martin Amaewhule and 26 others as lawmakers after they allegedly defected from the PDP to the APC. Correspondent Emeka Otoka reports that when the case came up in court, the lawyer for the claimants asked for more time. But lawyers for the Speaker and other lawmakers opposed the request, and the judge, Justice Emmanuel Obele, agreed with them. In his judgment, Justice Obele said the court does not have the power to hear the case because the Supreme Court had already determined it in a different matter. He therefore dismissed the suit. In a similar development, the State High Court in Port Harcourt will, on June 25, 2025, hear a motion for an order of injunction filed by Dr. Edison Ehie, the Chief of Staff to the suspended Rivers State Governor, against the Nigeria Police, Inspector General of Police, State Commissioner of Police, and Department of Security Services, DSS. The court, presided over by Justice IPC Igwe, also adjourned on the same date to hear motion for injunctive orders brought by former chairman of Obiakpo Local Government Area, Chijioke Ihuo, against the same security agencies. Dr. Edison Ehie and Chijioke Ihuo, in separate suits, are seeking the court to restrain the security agencies from inviting, harassing, arresting, and detaining them in connection with the bombing of the Rivers State House of Assembly complex on October 29, 2023, following an allegation by former head of service Dr. George Nweke that they were responsible for the bombing. The legal team of Edison Ehie are asking that following a judgment of a Rivers State High Court delivered by Justice Sika Aprioku in favor of the accused, The defendants have legal right to arrest, invite, harass, or detain Edison here in connection to the bombing of the State House of Assembly complex. When the matter came up in court today, lawyer to the Nigerian police, Celestine Dixon, orally requested for time to enable him study the process and to reply. Correspondent Emeka Otuka reports that his oral request was not objected by the plaintiff's lawyer, Damian Okoro. The presiding judge, Justice IPC Igwe, after listening to the parties, adjourned till June 15 of 2025 for hearing on the motion for perpetual injunction. Lawyers are still reacting to the recent query issued by the Rivers State government to the chairperson of the Port Harcourt branch of the Nigeria Bar Association, Mrs. Cordelia Eke, over her comments on the political situation in the state. A lawyer, Mr. Vincent Chukwu, said the Rivers State government acted in bad faith.
Trade union leaders in government, they don't issue the inquiry simply because they perform their trade union activities. NBA could be also be seen as a pressure group. You don't punish a trade union leader simply because he participated in trade union activities. Even by her training and calling, she's entitled to speak on the affairs of government, and wherever the government goes wrong, she's an advisor to the government on legal matters by virtue of her employment in the Ministry of Justice. So, not to even say that she is even the NBA chairman Port Harcourt branch, that she has a duty casted on her shoulders to ensure that she upholds the rule of law at all times.
Another lawyer, a former vice chairman of the Port Harcourt branch of the Nigerian Bar Association, Emmanuel Okpala, also spoke.
The query from the sole administrator or Rivers State government to the chairman of NBA Port Harcourt branch is quite unnecessary. It is simply just adding to the heating up of the state. It was totally unnecessary. The government of Rivers State should know that the chairman of Nigerian Bar Association is heading an association with a mandate from the Constitution of Nigerian Bar Association to protect the interests of the association and the citizens of the state and Nigeria generally, especially when it pertains to law or legal matters.
Apologies for that. As you may know, the Rivers State government queried the chairperson of the Port Harcourt branch of the NBA, Mrs. Cordelia Eke, for co-signing a statement that criticized the state sole administrator, retired Vice Admiral Ibokete Ibas. In other news, Akwa Ibom State Governor Umo Eno says he's not sure if the People's Democratic Party (PDP) is still the right political party for him after 2027. Speaking at a constituency outreach meeting in Okanafun local government area, the governor likened the PDP to a faulty aircraft, suggesting he might consider boarding a different plane to reach his political destination. Recall that Delta State Governor recently defected from the PDP to the APC. Away from that, a security expert, Dr. Efe Wanogo, says the rise in ritual killings, organ harvesting, and other forms of crime is driven by the get-rich-quick mentality among young people. In an interview with correspondent Emeka Otuka, Dr. Wanogo blamed the trend on the collapse of family values. He said this while reacting to the growing number of cases involving unconscious girls being dumped by the roadside by unidentified men.
Such a scenario is anchored on the get-rich-quick syndrome that we have across the sexes, the young people of the society of today. So most of the young men you find now, they are into crime, for them to be able to make money, either standard fraud or even organ trafficking. It's also the same scenario for most of the time. Breakdown of the family institution, people no longer have responsibility and have a hold on the home, and then everybody now does what they want to do in order to get money. And that is, I think, for me, fundamentally, is the remote cause of what we have. People now define success based on what somebody is able to have materially.
Dr. Efe Wanogo also called on parents, religious leaders, and schools to take the lead in teaching young people ethical values. Still to come, electricity executive linked Port Harcourt power outage to shortage of gas supply. Stay tuned. Area of River State, Dr. Kenneth Ndu-Ogbonda, has sent a Save Our Soul message to the River State government over the neglect and non-inclusion of the Omuma in the ongoing waste disposal process. Speaking in an interview with our correspondent, Dr. Ndu-Ogbonda said the heaps of refuse littered on the median of Omuma Chokocho Link Road is affecting the health of residents.
The waste is everywhere in Omuma. That is the road leading to County Grammar School, Ikwere Eche. That area is packed with deaths and there is nobody removing them. They are all over the road. It's a hazardous mess. Please, they should come and help us. We are having problem here so much. Flies everywhere is causing a lot of problem. Our health is in danger.
The monarch appealed to the River State Sole Administrator, retired Vice Admiral Ibokete Ibas, to prevail on the waste contractors to go beyond the Ugruta market roundabout in the evacuation process. In the same vein, a trader at the Ugruta market, Choma Obara, stressed the need for a daily waste evacuation process.
The government have tried by sending them to come and clear it, but those involved, they don't want to be carrying it every time. This one they are leaving, I don't know who they are leaving it for. They're not really happy. It stinks. Make them come every day, they come, they pack the dirty. They come, they pack them every day. Dirty no good, they plenty like this.
A correspondent who visited the area reports that a second evacuation process began yesterday in parts of Ugruta. The River State Administrator, retired Vice Admiral Ibokete Ibas, held a meeting with leadership of organized labor unions at the Government House, Port Harcourt. The engagement provided a platform for discussions on key labor matters, with the administrator restated the government's dedication to improving work. The sector commander of the Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, says Corps is working alongside that they are now trying to get a bigger tow truck from a construction company to help remove it. The container fell earlier today and blocked one lane of the busy Port Harcourt-Aba Expressway, causing heavy traffic, especially for drivers heading towards Eleme Junction and Oyibo. The Regional Deputy Secretary General of the Senior Staff Association of Electricity and Allied Companies, Innocent Douglas, says the ongoing power outage in parts of Port Harcourt is due to gas supply limitations affecting distribution companies. Speaking on Nigeria Info FM's Morning Crossfire, Mr. Douglas explained that the transmission company of Nigeria TCN, cannot pass on sufficient gas energy to the distribution companies, which has forced them to ration electricity supply across the state. He said the areas currently receiving electricity are considered priority areas as part of
energy, which is supposed to get to them through the because lack of when this
Some parents Port Harcourt are worried about the 6:30 a.m. verification time set for students taking this year's UTME exam. Speaking with our correspondent, they blamed the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAM, saying some candidates missed their exams because of the early schedule. They also said JAM did not consider how far students leave from their exam centers and raised concerns about the safety of students who had to leave home very early.
If you are coming out towards 5 o'clock, 5:30 to meet up 6 o'clock, the bus stop that happened for our children, the time will pass.
It's stressful. If there is anything to eat, I think they bring it
to somebody's house so that if you're writing that early, like 6:30, and actually walk down, they should do.
As you may know, the 2025 JAM UTME started on April 24 and will end on May 5. On the international scene, at least 3 people have died in Spain in an incident linked to a massive park of the county. The locality of Boadella, and were from the same family. Mehule and 26 others. Electricity executive Innocent Douglas linked the epileptic power supply in Port Harcourt to shortage of gas supply. Akwa Ibom State Governor Eno has hinted of a likely defection from the PDP. And on the foreign scene, Spain power outage has left 3 people dead. The news was edited by Onyekachi Wonsu. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808 721 7215. I'm Sam Chinedu. Thanks for listening.